Welcome back to the Spectre Creative channel, and if you're a constant viewer of this channel, you know I'm a big fan of the 2000X Masters of the Universe show. It's my favorite iteration of He-Man, which is why when I was brand manager for the Masters of the Universe Classics line at Mattel, well, it was chock full of 2000X characters, because, hey, they're awesome. 2000X did a great job of updating Filmation and bringing to life the story in a, well, I guess a more mature way for, quote-unquote, what was today's audience back in 2001. I did get out of order, by the way, with these figures. Ceratus is supposed to come about like 2 episodes ago, so I will get to him next. Right now, though, we're going back to villains in 2000X, and there were quite a lot. Like I said, they updated Filmation with characters like Evil Seed, adding new characters like the ABC Giants, which, while there would have been a lot of tooling, maybe we could have reused Megator and Titus's bodies. And, of course, as I said, Filmation was updated, but there were original characters. So, Pravis, let's go with Pravis, was one of the original characters from 2000X, did not appear in Filmation. So, how in the world did he wind up in the 2000X add-on sub? Well, one, he's really awesome looking, and he only appeared in 1 episode, which many characters that wound up in the line did. One of the things, though, that stands out about the figure is, let's call it the Arabian Nights lamp, the Aladdin lamp that comes with him, that was not featured in the show at all. So let's kind of get into all of this and unpack the 2000X Pravis figure. He was not shown as a preview, so he showed up as a, call it a surprise and delight when, for those who subscribed to it. And, he was a great bad guy to pose, against Tila and the Sorceress and all of that, but he actually had a much, much larger role intended for him in the 2000X show that they, for quite a few reasons, never got to, basically because the show got pulled because of bad time slot and bad case packs. But the bio incorporated what was going to happen to him. I spoke to Ian Richter when I first came to Mattel, and he talked about how Pravis was going to join the evil Horde in Season 3. This was going to be basically a big turning point where the Horde were going to come back from Despondos and recruit new members, and Pravis was going to be one of those key new lieutenants. All right, let's get back to his accessories. So obviously he's got his club for clubbing people with. Makes sense, and it's modeled after the little jet sled that he flew on in his one appearance, which, again, the Horsemen are amazing at adopting these things and adapting these. Is it adopting? No, it's adapting. I should say adapting. They don't adopt. All right, let's get back to Aladdin's lamp. Well, this isn't Aladdin's lamp. Yes, I am a big fan of Aladdin. It's one of my favorite Disney movies, right up there with Black Cauldron and, I don't know. What else do I like from Disney? Star Wars? Does that count? All right, well, this isn't Aladdin's lamp, but it is a genie lamp, and that was the whole idea. Was one of the other things that Ian mentioned was that he was going to be tied to magic, and I thought it would be really cool to bring in something that was new. There were no lamps, no genies in Masters of the Universe, and looking at him, he reminded me a lot of illustrations of Jinn from my illustrated copies of Arabian Nights by Richard Burton. So, great book. If you've never actually read the original, it's pretty fantastic. Although it is a little all over the map. I highly recommend the Ebony Horse. That's my favorite of the Arabian Nights. But going back to Masters, yeah, you got bee guys, you got cowboy guys, you got, elephants, firefighters with robotic heads. There's a lot of weirdness going on in Masters. Everyone's accepted, except Mighty Spectre, of course, because, you can't have that. So why Aladdin's lamp? Differentiation, something new. Honestly, yeah, this is something I infused into his story. I thought it would be cool, and I like creating visual accessories that tell stories. Much like, well, Spectre's ammo belt clip that was missing 1 ammo told the story that, well, 1 is in his gun. So by including the Aladdin's lamp, Arabian Nights lamp with Pravis here, it's story told through an accessory. And it's one of my favorite things to do, is when an action figure, just looking at the way it's sculpted or, what their accessories are, can help create storylines and play. And since the aforementioned lamp was never didn't show up in the show, people were immediately like, oh, what is this? Is this for another figure? Is this, we did do that. But no, the idea he reminded me of a genie, again, from the illustrated copy of Arabian Nights I had. And I thought it would be really cool because we needed 2 accessories to give him the second accessory of a lamp. Because the idea was to reason 2 accessories is if there ever was a retail release, you could scale it back with 1 accessory. Kind of like what Mattel did with the Ghostbusters line in 2016. This was all part of the plan of why 2 accessories were always included, because the long-term plan was to release these at retail in a movie year, which still hasn't happened. But the Horseman's details never, ever left anyone wanting. And they did an amazing job. I mean, he's a beautiful looking figure. Whether you want to say he lives in a lamp or just has a giant skull on his shoulder, hey, he's awesome. So if you have a chip on your shoulder or a skull on your shoulder about the lamp, hey, it's all about toys and pretend, and let's have a little fun out there, right?